that her motive is to get out of this, since now she's a superstar, she can get a bigger, better label with another record label, and
But
they
here's
just
my
can't have that.
but here's my thing though. It's like you sign. Okay, all right. So she's new. She signed a shitty contract. I mean, we don't have. No one has thought about having a lawyer to review this contract before she signed. Like, I don't. I mean, I don't know if they try to go through friend like lawyer friends and the lawyer's like, oh yeah, it's fine when it's really a shitty contract. Like,
A lot of times that happens to new artists where they're taken advantage of. There's been plenty of movies about that, including Tony Braxton and other people.
Yeah,
And so
exactly.
it
That's what
happens
I'm gonna
all the
say.
time.
The
But
the artist the artist is not priority. The
no,
priority is the record
the
label,
record label, exactly.
the record executives, and they have their own lawyers.
and they have lots of
And
them.
those lawyers are used every day for
Yep.
those record labels. They're not
They're
used for an
on they're
artist.
on
They're like
staff
at the
to do
bottom of
this.
they're like the
Yes.
bottom of the totem pole.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know how she's gonna make money. I mean, they're not letting her do anything, so I don't know.
Well,
Unless she pulls a Prince move and be like, the artist formerly known as Kesha or something. But I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it
see,
sucks,
we'll
and I
just
mean,
have to keep watching. I'm very disappointed she won't be able to perform, and people are trying to give her a platform to at least maintain some sort of relevancy, and they're doing everything in their possibility to get in the way of that. It's very disappointing.
Horrible.
right. I mean,
But it's just a story of David and Goliath story, basically, where you've got this huge monstrosity of a corporation, and they're trying to protect their interests, but all they give a fuck about is that, and they don't care about the fact that there's a human behind it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Sad.
So Kesha, keep your head up. I know it's tough, but it's a light at the end of the tunnel. Um, Moving on to some more shit I don't understand. Um, Nicole Scherzinger. I don't,
Scherzinger.
yeah, whatever,
Schlesinger.
whatever. I've never
Scherzinger.
know.
She was in the
Yeah,
Pussycat Dolls. She
yeah.
was the Pussycat Doll.
So she was going to be on Broadway, and then she quit the week before. Something like, you know what? For some reason, with this type of chick, I'm not really surprised. But what happened?
So, if y'all remember, I'm going to take you back to a time, we'll say 7 years ago. Nicole Scherzinger and the Pussycat Dolls were hot. Every song they put out was hot. They went on a worldwide tour where Lady Gaga opened up for them, and they were hot. Like they were hot. Then there was a lot of shady shit that went down. People didn't really like Nicole for her diva antics. Pussycat Dolls quit. They tried to do a second group of background singers called the Pussycat Dolls behind her. Didn't work. Tried to do Nicole Scherzinger's solo album. Nobody cared. Decided to go over to Europe to do it. Still nobody cared. So she's kind of been doing all these like little projects trying to maintain relevancy all these years, but she still has yet to do anything really mainstream. Well, she was over in Europe because that's kind of where she's a lot more popular, and she's been starring in the reboot of Cats. And apparently she's been amazing. I've seen like tons of really good reviews on her, and they invited her to come to America and do it on Broadway next year when it launches on Broadway. Well, Andrew Lloyd Webber released a statement after she was quickly removed from the show. And fans were wondering, they had bought tickets because she was still doing shows overseas, but then they just pulled her off the show. And this is the statement that Andrew Lloyd Webber, who is the creator of the show, as well as Phantom of the Opera, Evita, tons of legendary musicals. He said, a week before we were due to go to rehearsal for Cats on Broadway, which luckily I'm not producing, she calls me and says she's decided she wants to do X Factor, having already agreed everything. I mean, she's crazy, but the American producers just took the view, well, fine, we'll get somebody else, because she's actually not very well known in America. She's much better known here. That's what he said.
Wow.
The statement that he continued to say, I'm furious because I really believe she's the most fantastically talented girl, and I wanted to go out on a limb to get her for the London Palladium here. And it makes me look like an absolute twat with them all. But never mind, there'll be another girl on Broadway, and Nicole will not get her Tony Award.
Ah.
Oh, I love gay people. The statement she released, she said, I had every intention of doing Cats on Broadway, but the contract was never finalized. I
She's
adore and
lying.
respect Andrew, but I'm so grateful for our friendship and can't wait for the opportunity to create more magic. This is the deal. There's not a lot of money in Broadway, and it's a lot of fucking work. 8 shows a week, one day off. And usually on your day off, because you're a celebrity, you're probably doing promotion for that show on the Today Show or Good Morning America or another day. And that's like a 6-month commitment to do 8 shows a week, sometimes 2 shows in one day.
Yeah.
So it's a lot, and there's not a lot of money there. So I can understand how, I mean, I'll give it to her. She's a very talented vocalist, how that could be challenging to somebody like her, especially with a show like Cats. However, not a very good look. But I do always enjoy when celebrities do like holiday stints on Broadway, where it's just like November, December. That's kind of like what Nene Leakes does.
Right.
So, you know, and I also think like thousands and thousands of people go to see these shows, and it's a really good opportunity to remind people what your talents are. I recently saw Emma Stone on Broadway, and I didn't realize she could sing. And Miss thinks she can sing. So I'm excited for one day, the day that she does a movie musical for the world to know. So it's a missed opportunity, I think, to do X Factor UK. I mean, come on.
Yeah, really.
I mean, when it comes to the Pussycat Dolls, they were hot back in the day, but there were so many of them in the group. It was like 26 of them in the group, and it was like if 3 died in a plane crash, like no one would even notice.
Are you serious?
I mean, there was. I mean, how many people? How many girls? It was
I
like
think
8.
there were 7. No, there were 7 of them.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, if 3 died the next
I thought
day,
you
I don't
said
think
they
anyone
died.
would have noticed.
Okay, go ahead. Okay.
But it's like,
Nobody noticed.
I don't know. I mean, back then, I mean, yeah, I mean, in the early 2000s, mid 2000s, they had very popular music. I was one of them that was, you know, shaking my ass to some of it. But
there's 6 of them. I was one number off. 6 of them.
But now it's like, you know, they broke up, and now she's trying to stay relevant. But you know, it ain't working, boo.
No.
I mean, and I'm pretty sure, like Christian said, you know, when you're on Broadway, you have to rehearse. I mean, you're
it's
working
a lot
your ass off.
of work, and the money is dimes. Like it's not.
And I also feel like she just didn't want to do all that work for the money it was paying. I think she wanted to do what she can get paid millions of dollars sitting on her ass for a 1 hour a week or whatever the fuck it is. So it's like, you know, I mean, some parts of me it's like, I probably would have done it too for the money, but another part of me, but I wouldn't quit if I, according to her, had already, you know, made a commitment to do it. You know, but again, that's just me. I mean, maybe obviously she doesn't think that way because she went to X Factor, but you know, that's just me. I mean, if I told someone that yes, I'm going to do this, I plan on being there, and I've committed myself to it, no matter whether later on I found out they didn't pay as well as I thought I was going to do it, I made a commitment, I agreed to it, I'm going to do it.
Well, there'll be another girl on Broadway, and Nicole will not get her Tony Award. So, I would love to see Lea Michele. I think Lea Michele would be amazing. Especially to return. What's that?
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
To return back to Broadway, where she was a huge Broadway star before she went on Glee. But I think to return to Broadway, especially in an iconic role like this, I think that would be amazing to see her in that.
Right, yeah, right. And speaking of that, I want to throw this in real quick. This is something I just something that's been starting to go around online on social media as well. So Nene Leakes. As everyone know, you know, everyone pretty much knows Nene Leakes from Housewives of Atlanta, former Housewives of Atlanta star that may be coming back. She has announced that she wants to be a comedian. Now, here's the problem that I have with this.
I did see this.
Here's the problem that I have with this. Yes, you are funny on reality TV, but just because you are funny on reality TV and you have your gay slang and all this other stuff, just because you're funny on reality TV does not mean you are a comedian. That is a serious job to do. And now since she's made this announcement, now you have comedians that are coming out and are upset with her, which I have to agree with them. I would be upset too. You know, you have comedians who've been doing this their entire lives. Like, this is what they do for a living. And then here you have this reality star who wants to do, 3 or 4 shows. Well, she claims that she wants to be a comedian now, but a lot of celebrities, I'm not going to say a lot of celebrities, there are a few reality stars that will say that just to get their foot in the door, and then they do 3 or 4 shows just to collect the checks, and then they're out the door, and they'd be like, oh, well, I thought you were going to be a comedian. Well, I changed my mind, and, it wasn't one, and it's like, you jump in and you jump out. It's that type of thing, and it's really an insult to comedians. So I think, like, Lunel spoke out about it, Ricky Smiley spoke out about it. I think Kim Whitley. There's been quite a few comedians.
Yeah,
that
she she actually posted on her Instagram today a collage of like 4 or 5 different photos of comedians and like their upcoming gigs, and she was like, "Make sure you go out and support other comedians," with like a big heart and smiling. And I was like, "Okay, this is shady. This is
Right,
shady."
right. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, Nene, we do not. Just because you're, like I said, just because you're funny on TV, we do not know you as a comedian. We know you as a reality star.
Mhm.
So she's doing this comedy type thing. I'm sure she's gonna have writers to help her. I'm sure she is.
Right, I'm
But it's
sure.
like, but I'm like, if you have the entire, uh, community like that, kind of rolling their eyes at you, I'm like, who's willing to help you?
Well, at the
So
end of the day, they're not the ones buying the tickets. It's about who's buying the tickets and how she can make money off of them.
right,
That's what really matters, and that's the intention. Because if you harbor up enough fan bases for people to come out and see you live, I understand right now she's doing really small venues, but a year from now, if she really sticks to this, she could be playing Verizon Theater. You know what I mean? She could be playing
right,
bigger spaces, and that's a better way to make money than what she's doing right now. So I
right.
understand the hustle, but
Because obviously right now she ain't
I,
doing shit.
yeah. So I understand the hustle, and I think I'll remind you guys. Wendy Williams went on a comedy tour last year that did moderately well, and all she did was literally sit on stage in a chair and just tell stories. So I think
Right.
it's more about like connecting with fans and having that kind of experience. So
But I guess
we'll
maybe
see.
in my head I'm thinking of her being trying to be like Kevin Hart or someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
I have seen her speak live, and she's very loud. She's very, I'm that girl. Yes, I'm that, and just that's how she gets everyone riled up. Like she doesn't really say anything. She just kind of like
right.
goes around in circles. Like that's right, because I'm that girl. I've shopped in Payless and Christian Louboutin. You know why? Because I'm that girl. And then everyone's like, yeah. So it's just, we'll see.
Right, right.
We'll
Now,
see. If she comes here, I'll go. I love her.
right.
She's all
Now,
she's
here's
here.
something else that's been circulating. Now, I don't know how true this is. There must be some type of truth to it, where Caitlyn Jenner is gonna transition back to a man.
No,
I
that's
did
not true.
I did hear that there were reports, sources close to the star say that she was possibly considering transitioning back to male in the next few years. Again, it's all rumors.
Now, if this is true, this is what I personally think that she was thinking. My thought is that she was going to transition over to a woman to become Caitlyn, because I feel like that Caitlyn had this agenda that she wanted to be bigger than Kim and Chloe. This is my personal opinion. She thought that her stardom was going to be bigger than theirs, and it didn't quite
Are you
come up.
saying to me that you think Bruce Jenner became a woman just to outshine his ex-wife? Is that
It's
what you're saying?
possible.
Are you fucking kidding me?
This is my personal thought.
I know it's your
This-
personal thought, but it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard anybody say. That's so stupid. You're going to
But-
offend so many transgender people right now by saying that. Don't say that. It's not
no,
nice.
I'm not. I'm not. Wait a minute. First of all, I'm not talking about every transgender woman. I'm talking about Caitlyn Jenner.
Mm.
I didn't say.
Even if you
old
talk
chick
about
down the
one, you're
block.
talking about all of them. So it's the same thing.
No, I disagree. I didn't say the chick down the block did that to do what she did. No, I'm not doing
Well,
that.
most
I'm
people
just
do
saying,
not have famous wives like him, so it's different.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just stating my opinion. This is what I think.
Well, I don't want to
she
hear
was
your
thinking.
fucking opinion. I don't like it. I think it's transphobic. I don't like it.
Well, I mean, hey, well,
We'll reconsider. It's not even true. Like
Right.
it's not even been confirmed. We'll just cross that bridge whenever it's confirmed.
I
okay?
just try.
Okay,
I
well,
just
we-
try. It's
just
like
remember,
gay people.
Just remember, where there's smoke, there's fire. That's what I think.
I don't think he did that. I think it's ridiculous to say that. I don't care.
Well, no, I don't think. I'm not saying he did that. I'm saying that we'll see if he's considered transitioning back. Is what I'm saying. Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
exactly. So moving on. The RuPaul's Drag Race, the winner was announced.
Yes, real quick, because we're out of time. But real quick, last night we announced our new America's the Next Drag Superstar. The winner was from New York, Bob the Drag Queen, who I was low-key rooting for all season, even though I had my personal fave, just based on friendships. But very happy for him and everybody that watches the show. Awesome. It's awesome.
Yes.
All right.
Congratulations, Bob the Drag Queen.
So who
Yes.
won? Well, who was
Bob the
person
Drag
who won?
Queen.
Bob the Drag Queen won,
Okay.
which It's like I be giving y'all crumbs and y'all don't eat them. If you watched my interview with Bob and the other queens from the show, you would have seen that the thumbnail to the video was a picture of me and Bob because I